Good morning, students. Hope you are well and good at home. Hope you have done your English homework, which was from first Sam book. There were 2 chapters, didn't cover at the time. I have covered those and sent it across the notes as well. Hope you have done them. If you have done, kindly send it to me on my personal number. If not, do it. I'll ask your notebooks to check. Next, today we are going to begin with a new chapter, new topic from English grammar from your English grammar book. The number is 2 and the topic is nouns. Children, kindly pay attention while watching this video. While watching this video, you have to keep a grammar book with you and pencil, because you have not attended grammar classes earlier. So grammar is very essential, very requirement for this language, with which you will write your own sentences in creative writing, like it was essay, it was notice. So you can write. If you won't study grammar properly, if you won't remember the rules of grammar properly, you will face difficulties in this language. English is the language, because you are studying in English medium school. You have to study English very carefully. If your English is good, you will score good in all these subjects. While writing in science, essays, you need English. You should know English. While solving the questions of maths, you need your English should be good. So hope you understood what I wanted to convey. Now come to the point, nouns. Nouns is the topic which you have studied earlier. This is just revision. If you haven't studied, kindly pay more attention at this time. Now noun in another simple language is known as naming words. Naming words in the sense, a noun is a name of person, animal, place or thing. It can name materials. Anything, the one who has a name is known as noun. Suppose animals. So there are kinds of animals. The animals who have their own name is considered noun. Animals, then places, person, they are naming words. You name them. Non-living things will get the name, then noun. So you can see is in the definition, and it is in the book. The next line, it says it can name an idea, an emotion, a quality and a state. Again, it will be helpful to understand the kinds of noun. So it can give if you have your own idea, you will give a name to it. Emotion, you will give a name to your emotion. Quality and state. State in the sense you're stating, you're telling something directly. Statement. So here kinds of nouns. The table is given. Proper noun, common noun, collective noun, abstract noun. These are the basic fundamentals which you have studied in your junior classes, in your grammar class. So these are common. Proper means if you are giving the name to the city or country, become proper noun. Common, so country, city, simply they are known as common noun. Collective, collectives and the group of people. There are more than 2 people, more than 2 animals, 2 birds can be said collective. Class in the sense there are number of students. Army, number of soldiers. Crew, number of air hostess, the team. Fleet, ship of sheep's fleet, group. Abstract noun where you can not touch but you can feel, that is called abstract noun. Kindness, can you see kindness? No, you cannot see kindness, but you can feel it. Pride, you have pride, you are proud of yourself. So we can see with your gestures, with your behavior, but we cannot touch your pride. Beauty, we can see. Pain, we can feel. So these are known as abstract nouns. Now come to the next part of nouns, that is countables and uncountables. You have studied this also. Countable, the noun which you can count. Like an example, you can count things: pen, erasers, sharpener, book, notebook, like that. And uncountable, which you cannot count. You cannot count hair, you cannot count star, you cannot count beauty, you can see. So these things can be considerable. A countable noun is known as plural and uncountable does not have one. So this is all you have to read for today's class. You have to read all these notes which I have just now explained you. It will be very useful. On the next page, if you will see in your book, you will find that there is the difference and the explanation of abstract and concrete nouns given. You can open your book and read and see on page number 11. You can see it on page number 11. You will see this. There is definition of abstract and concrete. I'll read for you. There is another way of looking at nouns. All nouns can be abstract or concrete. Concrete refer to people, places or things that we can see, feel and touch. These are known as concrete. While comes to abstract, refer to ideas, qualities, states. We can feel them, understand what they are, but since they do not occupy space, we cannot see or touch. The thing which I have explained. In concrete noun, we can see, we can feel, we can touch. Simple, concrete, we can see, feel and touch. While in abstract noun, we cannot touch, we cannot see. Neither we can see nor we can touch, only we can feel. But while in concrete, we can feel, we can touch, but we cannot. Those things can be seen, feel and touch, but here only feel and touch. Here we can only feel, neither can be touched nor can be seen. So this is the difference between concrete and abstract noun. On this page you will see all the nouns, then kinds of nouns, then the notes are also given which you have to refer today. You have to read. Then tomorrow I'll begin with the exercise from your book. Until you have to read very, very carefully and you have to answer it later. So we will solve. It is very fun to study this topic. You will enjoy. This is first parts of speech of English grammar. Nouns. In Hindi you say Sangya. In Gujarati also you have studied as Sangya. So pay attention and have fun. Until tune it to the next video. Have a great day.